Thank you. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to each of you on your nominations. Dr. Adams, if I can come to you. 60% of child sex trafficking victims end up in the foster care system at some point, and many of these children, what we have learned, will undergo numerous interviews from Child Protective Services before they are ever placed or given appropriate services. And these interviews are absolutely so traumatic for these children. I think this is an area where we need some transparency, we need some accountability, and I have the Gracie Act that we are putting in place to make certain that we are recording these so that the child is not having to constantly relive this. So as Assistant Secretary, you're going to have the opportunity to design a more comprehensive system. And I want you to speak to how you would elevate this work within the Children's Bureau to make certain that these children are going to be protected and helped through this situation, and that the offenders are going to be held to account in a more efficient way and also more quickly.
Well, Senator, first, let me just say thank you for your advocacy for this issue. I know you've done a lot to protect children from trafficking and ensure that they have the resources. Look forward to working with you on that if confirmed. One of the things as I was studying this budget, it's about a $70 billion budget. The Office of Trafficking is somewhere between like $20 and $30 million. So it's a very small piece of the agency's overall pie. So I think integrating it into the work of the child welfare system is something that's going to be critical. It's an $11 billion system versus a $20 to $30 million program. To the extent there's ideas that you have, I'm happy to work with you on those because I share your commitment to wanting to protect these children.
Have you previously done much work in this area?
Senator, I haven't had much direct experience with this. I have met with Idaho's Trafficking Coalition and others to prepare for this role, but I don't have too much direct experience specifically.
Thank you. Mr. McKernan, I want to visit with you a little bit about digital asset innovators. You know, Tennessee has become quite a hub. We've got several Bitcoin mining operations that are there. We have some of the hyperscalers that are there. Bitcoin Park is actually located in Nashville. And we are increasingly hearing from these individuals that are innovating in the digital asset space that they're concerned about Operation Choke Point 2.0 and the broader trend that there is of debanking, where a financial institution begins to feel pressure and they directly or indirectly feel and begin to apply pressure to others and deny services to lawful businesses in the digital asset space. So these are valid concerns. They're valid concerns to innovators. And talk to me about what you would do to ensure, both in the supervisory and the regulatory space, that we are making certain that there is a level playing field for these legitimate digital asset businesses.
Yes, thank you, Senator. Debanking is certainly a challenge we need to address. It's wrong. It needs to not be something that the regulators are driving. And I think two approaches that Treasury, I think, should consider encouraging the other banking regulators to also look at. First, it gets a bit technical, but I think there's been a practice where the bank regulators, the bank examiners, have used reputation risk as a way to encourage, even require banks to debank otherwise lawful businesses. Already, this administration has encouraged the removal of reputation risk from the supervisory framework. The banking regulators have executed on that. No longer should reputation risk be a basis for supervisory criticism. I think that's a big step forward. There's more work to be done. I think part of the rest is really around changing the culture of supervision. That's two parts. We need to be clear about what the supervisory policy is, namely that banks are encouraged to bank lawful businesses. There's certainly no expectation to not bank lawful businesses. And then second, maybe even more importantly, is that we have a process for monitoring examiners' compliance with that supervisory policy. It's not just it's not enough to just have it on paper. You got to trust but verify. And I think that's something that the banking regulators should look very seriously at, is again ensuring that they have a program for monitoring their examiners' compliance with the supervisory policy here, that banks may and indeed should bank lawful businesses.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.